What's up guys, this is Cameron and this is my 2024 ultralight backpacking setup. This is everything I brought with me on the Tour du Mont Blanc, and this base weight is 12 pounds. So I'm gonna go through the whole bag and go through each item one by one, talk about the weight, talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and then talk about some extras that I brought as well. So to start with, this is the Outdoor Vitals Fast Pack 30. I really enjoyed the bag. It wasn't like a life-changing bag for me, but it was my first fast packing style with a chest harness on it. The only adjustment I would make to this bag is that I wish it had a little bit more padding on the top shoulder strap right there. I give the bag an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It did the job for me and it's really light. This bag was 20.6 ounces. The item I kept on top of the pack is my REI Flash Air insulated pad. I enjoy this pad a lot. It's really warm. It is heavy. This is the pad that I use all year round, including in the snow. So I could save a little bit of weight on this if I wanted to, but it works for me. The money's not quite worth the 4 ounces I would save if I got something different yet. Also from Outdoor Vitals, a really cool company. They're based in Southern Utah. This is their Fortius one-person tent. So this is a really nice trekking pole tent from them. So I've got the Fortius with their carbon trekking pole. They send you 2 trekking poles or 2 tent poles when you get that from them. So super simple setup. I use my black diamond trekking pole and that tent pole for the tent. I only use 1 trekking pole and I will get back to the black diamond pole in a minute. But the tent is 22.7 ounces. The tent pole is 2.6 ounces. And then the tent stakes are about 3 ounces. The other big item is the sleeping bag. This is my REI Magma 15. It is a 15-degree sleeping bag, and I understand that that's overkill for almost all situations. I'm a cold sleeper, and I never had this bag all the way zipped up. It never got below, I would say, 45 degrees on the Tour du Mont Blanc, but depending on where you are, even during summertime, it can get into the 30s, and in my opinion, it's better to carry an extra half pound and have something that you know is gonna be nice and warm for you, instead of having to suffer through a cold night and not get any sleep while you're backpacking. The Magma 15 weighs in at 28.6 ounces. So again, a little heavy. You could save a half pound or so by getting a 30-degree or 40-degree quilt. That's what I have. It's really nice, and so I'm not gonna spend the money on something else that, that does the job of. Next item in the bag is my electronics components. So I have a 10,000 milliamp battery with some miscellaneous cords and a charging port for Europe. And the weight on that is 10.2 ounces. Next item from electronics is my Apple headphones. The Apple headphones weigh 0.4 ounces. I prefer these over AirPods as I don't have to deal with charging. Next item in electronics is going to be the BioLight rechargeable headlamp. I think this comes out to like 200 or 400 lumens or something like that. Pretty basic, fairly lightweight. This comes out to 1.8 ounces. Not the lightest in the world, but it does the job and is cheap. Okay, let's talk clothing. I brought with me on this trip my Zero shoes, super lightweight sandals. There are, again, lighter weight options out there, but the grip on these is hard to beat for the weight. And so if you are doing any kind of technical water crossings, the grip is really nice to have if you choose not to get your shoes wet. The clothing I have here, I have 2 pairs of extra socks, an extra t-shirt, and a pair of pants. These are going to be the Wrangler ATGs. It's a great all-around pant. They're going to be durable, they're going to be comfortable, whereas a lot of like rain pants that you might find are going to be not as practical for daily use. I also have with me a standard microgrid fleece sweater here. This is not the one that I brought with me on the TMB, but it does the trick. My windbreaker is one of my favorite items that I have with me. The windbreaker comes from Adidas. It's a Terex windbreaker. You can see it's super compact. It doesn't weigh a thing, and fits great. You'll notice that it's not waterproof. The reason it's not waterproof is because I don't carry raincoats. I think raincoats are too hot. I prefer to have something a little more breathable. So this is the windbreaker that I choose. And instead of a raincoat, I use a rain poncho. So This is the Walmart rain poncho. They cost 99 cents and they're reusable. If I'm doing a longer trip, I'll take 2 of them. And you might argue with me about whether that's good for the environment or not. I would argue back. We'll get into the nitpicky statistics on plastic production. But rain poncho from Walmart, I like them, super light. The other item that I think kind of counts as clothing is going to be the bandana. I have to have it on all my trips. It's used for everything. I use it in the morning to wipe off the tent. I got a little bit sick on this trip, and so it turned into like a snot rag for 3 days. It has a million uses. It's a standard cotton bandana. Anyone can get them. The bandana weighs 1.2 ounces. Deodorant, that's a personal thing. If you don't use it, that's on you. I bring deodorant on any trip where there's not going to be bears. I will use deodorant. Toothbrush and toothpaste. I gave in to the classic ultralight gag, and I cut my toothbrush in half. I don't think I'm going to use this again. I think I'm just going to bring my normal toothbrush. I looked it up, and cutting the toothbrush saves me 4 grams, which is like a sip of water, and it's just not worth it to me. So toothbrush and toothpaste is 0.3 ounces combined. I would take the 0.4 ounces and have a normal sized toothbrush, so I'm not sticking my dirty hand in the back of my mouth. Yeah, some of you ultralight nerds are gonna also not like that I said that, but I don't think it's worth cutting your toothbrush in half. Okay, on to some of the toiletries. Standard poop kit, it's just a little mesh bag with some toilet paper and my shovel. I got the UST ultralight shovel here. I put a little bit of duct tape on the side so it doesn't cut my hand when I'm trying to cut through a root. This is a great little shovel, super lightweight. The whole poop kit with the toilet paper is 1.6 ounces. I used the Dr. Bronner's soap on this trip. Again, some of you will not bring any soap. It's nasty. I was out for 7 days. You gotta wash your clothes, you gotta clean your face and other parts of your body. So Dr. Bronner's, it's one of those soaps that's safe for the environment. I like it, I use it. Medkit. This is everything I keep with me for any kind of medical emergency or needs. So in here I've got a little plastic baggie full of pills. It looks a little sketchy, but it is what it is. So I've got ibuprofen, Tylenol, kind of antihistamines. I've got stuff for like cold medication, NyQuil. I'll do another kind of short video on this at another time. But I've got a lighter wrapped in tape, right? Blistex, insect repellent, and other miscellaneous medical items. That med kit weighs 4.4 ounces. This is a fairly minimalistic water system, but it is a Cation B-free with a 500 milliliter bottle. This is a Solomon soft flask, but they're all made by Hydropack. Basically, any bottle by Hydropack is going to fit the Cation B-free. It's a great system. It's high efficiency, high flow rate. I love it. And then a standard plastic water bottle. One of the great things about the Tour du Mont Blanc is that there's a lot of water access, both public and with rivers and streams and stuff. So this was the most water I ever carried, and I only ran out of water once because I was lazy and didn't fill up when I could have. So Cation B-free with the bottle is 2.3 ounces. This is 1 ounce. Super simple. Next item that I suggest everyone should have is going to be a paper map. It makes it so you don't die on the mountain and keeps you safe. Even if you're using a cell phone, you should always have a paper map. A couple more miscellaneous items. Sunglasses, I'm not going to get into it, right? Get whatever sunglasses you like, whatever fits you, and roll with that. The other one is a small knife. This is the Gerber something paraframe or whatever. Fairly lightweight, pretty durable. It's a nice knife. This or like a small Swiss Army knife is going to be great for you. If I had brought a cook set, it would have been this Toaks 750 milliliter cup set. I have the standard like $15 Amazon stove top, which works really nicely. I like it a lot. It's reliable. Bic lighter, and then whatever fuel canister you need. But like I said, I did not carry a cook set with me on the Tour du Mont Blanc. One of the great things about the Tour du Mont Blanc, again, with access to water, is access to food. I was able to restock on food at least once every 2 days. I was able to get a couple meals at restaurants and different refuges and things like that. And so this was what I carried all my food in. I ate charcuterie for 7 days straight, basically. And it was great, right? Charcuterie in France and Switzerland is, not surprisingly, really, really tasty. So I actually didn't get tired of it at all. And I got enough calories that it worked out really well. So I survived off of charcuterie and overly priced pizzas and burgers at restaurants on the TMB, but it saved me a significant amount of weight by having to do that. I would never had more than probably 2.5 pounds of food on me. So it was really, really nice. All right, so everything that we just talked about gives you about an 11.5 pound weight. Other than food and water, you're looking at under 12 pounds, which is awesome. That means your days are mostly gonna be under 15 pounds with a pack like this. So you can move really quick and have a lot of efficiency in your trip. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of the extras, some of the things that I brought with me that you may or may not want to, but that I think were worth the wait for me. Number one, traveling in Europe, I had to have my passport with me, right? It is what it is, and that passport weighs 1.5 ounces. Another item I brought with me that I really enjoyed and I think is worth having is a little watercolor kit. I'm not a great painter, but it's something that I like to do to kind of wind down at the end of a day, and it's something that doesn't weigh too much and I think is worth having as something to enjoy other than try to scroll through your phone if you have service. I just got it from the craft store for like $9. Obviously, it's seen better days at this point, but I really enjoy it. And again, I'm not the best watercolorer in the world, but it's nice to do. Another one, I made myself an ultralight chess set. So printed and laminated chess pieces online and printed off a piece of paper. And that is it. At a grand total of 8 grams, I think it's worth carrying something to, give you an excuse to kind of interact with some people. The other one is my camera. So this is my camera case. I'm using my camera currently to make this video. The Sony a6400 with the 18-135 lens and 2 extra batteries came out to only 35.9 ounces. So it's just over like 2.5 pounds. And that to me is totally worth it. It's a great weight for such a high quality camera. So this is my media mod, or what I called my media mod. And this is what I use as essentially a selfie stick. So this particular Black Diamond trekking pole has an attachment for what's called a whippet, which is like an ice axe, but somebody made a camera attachment, and then from that camera attachment I have a tiny ball head, and from the ball head I have a phone holder. And so if I found something cool and wanted to kind of have it and use it for social media content or some YouTube shorts or whatever, it was as simple as that. Right now I've got myself a selfie stick, ta-da! I can use it. And it was cool. It's durable, and the medium mod did weigh 4 ounces. I'm sure you could probably find selfie sticks for about the same weight, but it worked well for me. That is everything that I brought with me on the Tour du Mont Blanc and everything that I use for an ultralight backpacking setup in 2024. Hopefully you guys found something that's useful there, something that you can kind of adopt in your own setup. If you have any questions on any of the gear, I can link some of the items, or you can send me a DM or whatever, comments, however you want to talk to me. But this is a setup that was really comfortable for me. I felt like I had kind of nailed it for the Tour du Mont Blanc. Again, I did the Tour du Mont Blanc at the end of July, and so the weather was a little bit warmer. It was a little bit more predictable, and we only ran into rain the last couple of days. But I felt like I really nailed all the gear that I wanted, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. So thanks for watching. I'll post some more specific reviews on a couple of these items, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Heading that way. And that's not bad.